Right. Well, this time for the LMS CMS, I decided to review Moodle, and interesting enough, I expected actually more. The 8 standards for a good CMS, I don't feel were completely met here with Moodle. Trying to go to their demo page, it offers you essentially, close these, a basic outline of what a page could look like, but there are no courses loaded. So it's kind of difficult to actually see anything and how this would function, so I'm not very impressed with the demo page here. What I ended up doing was going out to their website instead, and incidentally I didn't use their admin information because that puts you straight into the admin and no longer on the user side of the interface. So at their website there is actually a sample site here for Mount Orange School, which I checked out, and it's set up like a basic website, of course geared towards just learning and courses and information about courses, some basic communications between students and the teachers. For example, when I go to arts, you can see who the head teacher is. Each section of this is the same depending on what section of courses you are in. I do like the drop-down list of courses too. Senior classes of art, they put a couple courses in here. We check out art, world cinema, and from here you get your stuff that the teacher built, including video inserts, picture inserts, documents, and other parts of the course itself. These are still pretty basic. It's a similar layout to our Desire to Learn here at Regis, although we don't use any icons and graphics. It's strictly text, kind of boring. Alright, so as far as their actual flexibility and customization, I find that it seems to be pretty restrictive to how you design it. I can't seem to find things very well. I also have to say intuitiveness and ease of use. So the first two categories here, I have to say that they are barely hit, if anything. I don't think quite as interesting as a traditional CMS. Of course, I'd use a traditional CMS for my classes instead of one of these, as I do already, mainly because I don't see the need for the gradebook and for other things that are part of one of these LMS style CMSs. We already at our school use our gradebook program, which is Infinite Campus, and I find that I can handle grades and data over there while classwork outside of a web CMS, like, well, I use WordPress, and it's easy to then open pages for assignments as you go. Again, it's still based on an individual's technology abilities. Here's a course that's set up as a demo. You can go into it and see it as a teacher-built situation, not a school-built situation. Why am I not getting the courses to show this time? I had them last time. Interesting. Oh, guest access. And I couldn't get any further because this wouldn't take guest access. Even their site is a little bit restrictive, I think, into learning things. I'm going to head back to the main page for Moodle. They do have a large community of forums and people to talk to and developers who actually code the site and keep it current. But what's nice, a little different than I think some others CMSs, is there a lot of documentation what others have, but beside manuals, they also have commercial service listings of people you can contact, essentially, or companies to contact in order to get help, which can come in handful or helpful, especially in a large implementation. I don't think you'd be hiring them as an individual teacher to do this. So as far as documentation and community support, it is not. It does have a lot of documentation and a lot of community support. Sorry, a little sidetracked with my daughter climbing on my lap. As far as plugins and whatnot to make the I forgot where I found this page on plugins. I've already went through and looked at this once before. Here we go, plugins. You can do things in the plugin category to make your Moodle site a little more tailored to you. Get grade books, filters, themes, all sorts of different plugin types that are very handy. So I have to say, as far as being able to make this type of a CMS extensive, yes, obviously the limitations are there from being a traditional website CMS, but that's not the purpose of an LMS like this. No need for programming knowledge. I don't see anywhere where you would need the programming knowledge. Let's go ahead and go back and enter the Moodle admin situation. So I'm going to copy the password, go to the demo admin page, we'll log ourselves in, and it's pretty straightforward. You have menus on the left side for site pages, your profile, various courses that are added in. There's actually settings for your account and site administration. You have security right here so that you can keep your LMS safe. So we are covering other areas fairly well. Security does exist. As far as programming knowledge, I still don't see its need. It looks like it's going to be drag, drop, typing, and whatnot for creating your interface. So onto performance and speed. I'm going to go back to the demo, and I'm going to open up our speed checker, and I'm going to reload the page. And this page rates out pretty darn high. There's not as many things, obviously, to load. Matter of fact, this comes in higher even than the previous Joomla. But again, Joomla had a lot more things in it, and I think that would have a lot to do with the speed of the site. So I would have to say speed is pretty good too. Well, pretty good. It's really good. And finally, emphasis on web standards and best practices. I'm not 100% sure where this can show up or does show up, but heading back to their website, oops, running a little slow now. Let me get rid of this. You find it's certified. I'm not 100. It follows various open source initiatives and some other certifications, but I'm not 100% sure as to their emphasis of web standards and best practices. I would think it's high in order to become the most widely used open source tool. I believe last I saw was 17% of the market belongs to this program, Moodle, while something like Desire to Learn, I believe, was around 13%, and while Blackboard held the majority of the market. So their web standards and best practices must be high for organizations like the colleges I went to, actually considering this to be used across all of their campuses. Overall, these are both pretty good CMSs to use. Of course, one with more specific purposes. I like using WordPress so far. I think I would really enjoy checking out Joomla and using that as well. But I've become kind of engulfed in the WordPress world and I'm not planning on trying to teach all sorts of CMSs or LMSs, so I would definitely stick around there, and I see next week's work is in the WordPress area, so that's good to know. Anyway, that is my my second video here on trying to see how well we stay with the evaluation of what CMS to use. Finally, to end this all off, which two would you be more inclined to install and use for my first test drive? I would have to say it would be Joomla, based on its similarity to WordPress and all the cool things you can do. I'm not looking to make, though, a fully educational website. I'm looking to make something that's useful in class to augment what I already have. But that, of course, is an individual teacher perspective. I think on a school-wide or district-wide basis, using these could work. You might not have to have as much IT support for a Joomla or WordPress teacher sites, because I think the teachers could be basically told to maintain them individually and keep their courses there. Whereas in a Moodle situation, I think you have to have somebody actually run the system. And I saw from our previous assignment that that's pretty expensive. It could be, well, some of the schools, colleges that use it were paying $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 in IT costs in order to keep Moodle running. But I don't think you would need quite as extensive IT costs depending on the level of use you're getting out of your traditional CMSs like WordPress or Joomla. So anyway, yeah, there we go. Thank you.